If you're a longtime listener or you listen for more than 5 minutes of this program, you know that I am not a sports fan. And so I'm not going to make you uncomfortably awkward. I'm not going to be uncomfortably awkward or make you uncomfortable by talking about sports. I'm going to let the boys here talk a little bit about Richie Incognito. And then I'm going to tie it to a story that when you see this story tied to something else that every American cares about, every single American, tie this story to another one, you're going to say, oh, my gosh, maybe we should pay attention to this. Here's the latest on the Richie Incognito story.
Great interview by Jay Glazer from Fox Sports yesterday of Richie Incognito, where he was completely credible, to me at least. Were you guys convinced by him? I thought he was totally honest and above board. He said, look, does it look bad when I see it on the screen every day on ESPN? Yeah, I'm embarrassed by it. But that was really the nature of our friendship. We just spoke like that to each other. We were
busted
vulgar
on each other hard.
Yeah, it was a joke. The things he said in the text or the voicemail, he was kidding.
Yeah, and
now it's not going to come across like that to us because we don't know the nature of their relationship. But everybody who's close to another group of people, like us and here, we bust on each other all the time, and it would probably look really mean to those who don't know us. They took that to about the 100th power, but you know, when you see it in that light, it totally makes sense because even John Martin apparently was in on this thing.
Yeah, and when you look at, there's a few different things that came out from the interview. One being the texts sent from Martin, who is the guy supposedly bullied, to Incognito, the supposed bully. Do we have that clip, Pat? The one from the Glazer interview?
Yeah, I have. No, I don't have the actual voicemail.
The voicemail or the text from Martin to Incognito was, "I'm going to murder your entire effing family."
Yeah, now, he talks about that here.
Yeah.
When I see that voicemail, when I see those words come up across the screen, I'm embarrassed by it. I'm embarrassed by my actions. But what I want people to know is the way Jonathan and the rest of the offensive line and how our teammates, how we communicate, it's vulgar. It's not right. When the words are put in the context, I understand why a lot of eyebrows get raised, but people don't know how John and I communicate to one another. For instance, a week before this went down, Jonathan Martin texts me on my phone, "I will murder your whole effing family." Now, did I think Jonathan Martin was going to murder my family? Not one bit.
So he left that text for you?
He texted me that. I didn't think he was going to kill my family. I knew it was coming from a brother. I knew it was coming from a friend. I knew it was coming from a teammate. That just puts in context how we communicate with one another.
But there's one thing of saying that. Another thing, with a white man using the N-word.
Well, and that's...
How do you tell America, how do you expect anybody in America to believe you're not a racist?
Right. I'm not a racist. And to judge me by that one word is wrong.
Pretty credible. I mean, he does own up to everything.
Yeah. In addition to this, he ended that terrible message with "Call me, bro," kind of the way how you would end it with a friend. Also, after the guy left the team, the Incognito has turned over 1,142 texts between him and Martin to Fox Sports.
1,142.
And this is after Martin left the team.
Yeah.
He says, Martin texts to Incognito, "What's up, man? The world's gone crazy. I'm good, though. Congrats on the win." And then he responds like, "How are you doing?" Martin texts, "Yeah, I'm good, man. It's insane, bro. Just know I don't blame you guys at all. It's just the culture around football in the locker room just got to me a little." Does that sound like someone who thinks he was being bullied? Does that sound like someone who thinks his family's going to be murdered?
You drove immediately to a hospital.
Yeah, and then you started releasing texts to make your friend look bad.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Okay. So now let me tie this.
The guy's been destroyed, Glenn. This guy's reputation has been completely destroyed by this, and it's taken completely out of context. There's nothing he can do. The world's mind has been made up already.
And what was it Jimmy Johnson said? Didn't he say something about about John Martin?
People have got to realize the NFL locker room is full of joking and teasing, and not in a malicious way, but at times tasteless and over the line. Mm-hmm. And in fact, the same prank that the players pulled on Jonathan Martin, where they were in the lunchroom and they all got up when Martin sat down, he pulled the exact same prank on a teammate a week before.
Wow.
I mean,
wow.
This is what it is. It's this guy's reputation has been destroyed.
So whose fault is it?
Well, I mean,
Who released all these?
I mean, everyone believes it was Martin's reps and his people.
Why would he do that?
Because he wants to. I mean, the belief is he's going to try to A, ruin his reputation, and B, potentially get a large paycheck through a lawsuit to make it look like he's been bullied.
So it's about money or
money, power for sure.
Power and money.
Ruining people that you don't like anymore.
Ruining people you don't like. Just would you write these down? Because I'm gonna switch gears, and I just want you to write these down, and then remind me at the end. Money, power, ruining people that you don't like anymore. And I'll come back to those in a second.
Got it.
Let me give you another story. In I believe it's Colorado, they are now school board there is now asking the police to monitor kids' Facebook and Twitter, all their social. Now, not all kids, just kids who have been accused of bullying. The police have been asked by the school board to monitor Facebook or Twitter for anyone who has been accused of bullying. Let me give you another story. The NSA is storing your phone calls. The NSA is storing everything online, your emails, your tweets, your Facebook. But remember, you have nothing to hide. You're doing nothing wrong. Remember that. You're doing nothing wrong. The IRS is now in charge of all of your medical records. The IRS and the federal government are now the keeper of all of your secrets. You go to a psychiatrist. That psychiatrist takes notes and puts them in your record and keeps them filed on a computer. That computer is now part and parcel of your medical record, and the IRS and the federal government has control of your medical records. So everything that you might say, everything that a doctor might write down is now, but remember something. You've done nothing wrong. You've done nothing wrong. And so there's no reason for you to worry about anything that you might have put on a tweet or a text or a phone call or Facebook. You've done nothing wrong. You understand that. And so you're not concerned about anyone having control of all of your personal information. Don't worry. It doesn't matter that you are posting everything, that they have complete control over where your car has been, where you're driving, what money you're spending, where you're buying it, what you're reading online, what you're seeing online, what you are writing online, what you're talking about in all of your conversations. Don't worry about it because you haven't done anything wrong. Gee. It seems now like Incognito hasn't done anything wrong either. And yet it doesn't matter because his life has been destroyed. And what was it again, Stu? Destroyed for what?
Money, power, and ruining enemies, people that you don't like anymore.
America, don't worry about the federal government having access and being the keeper of all of your entire life. Don't worry, because the federal government, run by this administration, the next administration, the last administration, they are completely trustworthy because they don't care about power, money, or destroying people. Now, if they have access to all of your records, and they are the ones making the case against you, no matter what it is, in front of Congress, in front of a court that they also are controlling, in front of the media that they damn near 100% control. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they have access to all of your information that they could just leak out on the press through a million different avenues. It doesn't matter. They're never going to do that, right? Because this doesn't happen. This doesn't happen. America really needs to have a conversation without the politicians and without those in technology that are trying to sell you something. It needs to have a conversation. You and your family need to have a conversation. What is it you write online? What is it you say on the telephone? Good God Almighty, listen to where we are. Listen to where we are. What is it you say on the telephone, even in jest? What is it you say online? What is it you write in your emails? If you don't want it published on the front page of the paper, and I don't mean in context, I mean every single line. See, why has Europe always failed where Americans have always succeeded? What is it that Americans are, they always say about Americans when they come over and visit us? They always say, you guys are so open, you're so honest, you're so friendly, you're just so accepting of everyone. Why is it that we are alone in that? Because the other parts of the world have seen tyrants. They have seen fascism. They have seen communism. They have seen people turn neighbor against neighbor. They have seen people take information out of context and create enemies where there are no enemies. And so people are trained. Don't trust them. Don't trust anybody. You never know who they're talking to. Are they talking to the government? Are they talking to the police? Who are they talking to? Are the secret police going to come and knock at my door? You don't really need the secret police anymore. They can find absolutely everything about you right now. They have control on absolutely every piece of information about you right now, unless you are living 100% off the grid. And even then, the drones can find out an awful lot about you. There is no escape from this. This is a new global idea of 100% monitoring you at all times, and we have just hit the beginning. Now, there's no way to stop it. So now, what are you going to do about it? May I suggest you change your life? May I suggest you stand now? You stand now, and you start standing up. You stand against your police department, monitoring people's activities online. How is the police are listening now to the school boards? Stop the militarization of our police departments. Make sure our police departments are on the side of the Constitution. You make sure you stand against anyone on any side that is saying we need to have this security. You don't arm the TSA. You make sure the TSA is not in your community. If it's in your airport, get the TSA out of your airport. You can do it with private security. We're living in a different age, but don't worry. None of this happens unless the people in charge care about money, power, or the kind of people that would destroy people that they disagree with.